Afghanistan energy sector. Currently, Afghanistan power sector is operated and managed by Afghanistan Bresna Shirkat, DABS, the National Electricity Utility. DABS is a vertically integrated, state-owned electricity utility, which is responsible for power generation, transmission, and distribution across Afghanistan. It is an autonomous organization fully owned by the government of Afghanistan. As the sole electricity supplier in the country, the ultimate goal of DABS is to improve and increase access to affordable, reliable, and sustainable electricity to the entire population, and thereby provide a catalyst for sustainable economic growth. To achieve this goal, DABS is placing greater emphasis on improving the country's energy supply infrastructure and on strengthening its ability to meet current and future electricity demand across the country. The energy sector. Afghanistan lies in the heart of Asia, bonding together 6 countries that share its borders: Pakistan, China, Iran, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, and Turkmenistan. Its strategic location along the Silk Route puts it in a great position to link the markets of South Asia, the Middle East, Central Asia, and China as a transit and transport hub. Energy access is a high development priority for the government and is the second priority after rule of law. Various policies have been formulated and are under implementation in support of effective and better electricity delivery. Other policies are under development or in the process of being approved into formal policies. Current electricity network system. Afghanistan's current power infrastructure is categorized into 4 general networks, which supply 7 different power grids or islands: Northeast Power System or NEPS, Southern Electric Power System or SEPS, Herat System, and Turkmenistan System, a uniform integrated power grid. Currently, Afghanistan's power network system is not integrated, which is important for reliable power supply. To ensure security and reliability in supply, a single integrated grid will be established by forming a 500 kilovolt ring linking the existing 7 power grids. The 220 kilovolt and 110 kilovolt substations and transmission lines further deliver power to the provinces and districts respectively. The black spots in line show existing substations. The green spots in line show funded substations. The pink lines show unfunded substations. Afghanistan's electricity consumption per capita. Afghanistan's average per capita electricity consumption stands at 195 kilowatt hours per year per person, which is low as compared to South Asia average electricity usage of 667 kilowatt hours per year per person and the global average of 3,100 kilowatt hours per year per person. Access to electricity. The energy sector has witnessed major progress since 2009. In 2009, only 10% of Afghans had access to electricity. Today, electricity is available to over 40% of the population, comprising of 90% urban population and 11% rural population. Enhancing access over the next 5 years to about 85% of the population is high priority of the government. Customer growth. Total number of DABS customers has increased approximately from 330,000 in 2009 to 1,508,000 in 2018, representing around 43% of the country's population. Power generation and transmission profile. Currently, Afghanistan has a total electricity supply of around 1,700 megawatts. The total domestic generation capacity of Afghanistan power system stands at 600 megawatts, out of which large hydropower constitutes 41%, thermal and diesel constitute 50%, and around 9% of power generation comes from renewable energy sources. The country needs about 5,000 to 6,000 megawatts of additional capacity to provide electricity to 100% households. The government plans to develop additional domestic power generation capacity of 2,300 megawatts over the next 5 years, 650 megawatts thermal, 1,150 megawatts hydro, and 500 megawatts renewable, solar, wind, etc. Over 1,100 megawatts of total electricity supply is imported from the neighboring countries, which constitutes almost 2/3 of the total energy consumption. Imported electricity costs approximately $300 million per year. Regional plan for electricity trade, Central Asia, South Asia. The regional energy integration projects, including the CASA 1000 electricity transmission system, TAP Power Interconnection Project, and 2TAP Power Interconnection Framework, demonstrate landmark cooperation for linking the energy sectors among Central Asia and South Asian countries and will help transform the region. These initiatives create favorable conditions for Afghanistan to play its natural role of connecting the two emerging economic zones and lift itself out of political and economic fragility. Energy Demand Management Initiatives. DABS is increasingly focusing on adoption of demand-side management measures to reduce power demand in the country. Implementation of various initiatives, such as rooftop solar scheme and solar water heater systems, is part of efforts by DABS to reduce electricity demand of the customers. The Roshani program is another initiative that aims to reduce power consumption by using efficient lighting, such as LED-based lighting systems, and promote energy efficiency and more efficient management of electric energy loads. Power generation resources potential in Afghanistan. Afghanistan is endowed with significant renewable energy generation resources. Here are some key features. 23,000 megawatts of hydropower potential across various sites in the country. 222,000 megawatts of solar energy generation potential. 67,000 megawatts of wind power generation potential. 4,000 megawatts of biomass power generation potential. Additionally, there are 3,000 to 4,000 megawatts of gas and coal-based power generation and 3,500 megawatts of geothermal power generation potential. Total estimated investment requirement. The total investment requirement for generation and transmission projects is estimated at $6,000 million. The current commitment by the Afghan government and development partners make up about $1,500 to $2,000 million of the total investment requirement. The funding gap of $4,000 to $4,500 million is expected to be covered by 50 to 60% from donors, 30% from investment by the private sector, and the remaining 10% will come from the government. By 2020, domestic power generation will increase over 2,000 megawatts. Power generation from renewable energy will reach 500 megawatts. Around 1,000 technicians will be graduated. The new developments will bring in up to 20,000 jobs in the energy sector. Up to 60,000 indirect employment opportunities will be created. Why invest in Afghanistan's energy sector? Huge potential for developing power projects. Strong government commitment exists for investment climate reform, political commitment to principles of free market economy and private sector development. Free market economy led by private sector initiatives. Improved legal and institutional framework for investment. Flexible tax and duty regime. 20% corporate tax. 0% duty on import of machinery and 1% duty on import of raw materials. No restriction on profit repatriation. Foreign investors can lease real estate for periods up to 90 years for arable land or longer for non-arable land. Allocation of requisite land. Security assistance. Afghanistan's energy sector is on the move. Come and invest today.